This is the CJ Silas Show. She's been talking sports for over half her life. You'll hear big-name guests and all the hot topics. Her roller derby sisters call her Dodge Her Blue. CJ's proud of her California roots and time in New York. Born and raised in L.A., college at USC and Syracuse University. She's not afraid to share her opinions with you. And, like it or not, she wants to be the change. Ladies and gentlemen, all ears and no mask required. Here she is, CJ Silas.
Hey, welcome into the CJ Silas Show, Wednesday, October 27th. Thank you so much for listening to the show. Subscribe to my show on Apple Podcasts. You can search the CJ Silas Show, click subscribe, iTunes, the TuneIn app, on Spotify, and we're really working on trying to get us on Pandora, but it just hasn't happened yet. A lot to do tonight on the show. Jessica Mendoza joined us right before the game started tonight, literally on our way to the stadium. The NBA started. Is anyone talking about it? I don't think so. There's too much going on in the world of sports, especially with football and the World Series and all the rumors around Mike Tomlin at USC, which is totally a rumor, by the way. I can dream. And we're giving away our prize. It's the last Wednesday of the month. All you have to do is go to Instagram, follow the instructions, get your name in the hat, and at the end of the show tonight, I'll be picking our October winner. And if you're a Dodger fan, you get to pick the it's the Corey Seager bobblehead from last year. Just saying. Something before we get to sports. Friday night, for the first time in 2 years or more, I went to a concert. I went to see live music at a safe distance in an outdoor venue that was not full. I actually even went on the dance floor. I saw Fitz and the Tantrums at Vina Robles. Oh my gosh, it was so fun to be around live music in a real big arena, not just I've been one other time. I went to a bar where I could sit outside in Paso Robles to see a friend sing. This was a real concert. It was so cool. It was so cool. I'm really hoping that live music comes back for everyone. It's coming back, but what I'm really hoping is that you're comfortable to go. Get your vaccine, take your tests and get negative tests, wear your mask, don't touch your face, stay 6 feet apart. All the stuff you can do to be responsible and still live your life. Wow. It was super cool. I'm so tired, by the way, of hearing about the trade deadline in the NFL. I'm so tired of there being talk around Deshaun Watson signing with the Dolphins or being traded to the Dolphins or however it logistically could happen. It's firing me up in a bad way. I'm serious. I am serious with a capital F. If he becomes a Miami Dolphin, I will have to find a new team. I think I've already found it. I'm just going to stay with my NFC team. I'm just going to be a Seahawks fan. If I really want an AFC team, I don't know. I'd have to think about it. I've been thinking about it, and I haven't. It's just my heart is not. How do you change teams that far? I've been a Dolphin fan for over 40 years. No, Deshaun Watson. No. No. Did I say it enough? Well, I mean it. No. And then poor Tua Tagovailoa got asked about it. Now he's on the spot and he doesn't feel supported. Sheesh. Media. I know I'm a part of you, but sometimes leave him alone. Let him play football. When it happens, it happens. You're not going to break a story in a post-game press conference. You're not going to break a story in an interview. You're just not. It just doesn't happen. It's sort of like this whole Mike Tomlin to USC. Who was it? Carson Palmer on the Dan Patrick Show. He just said it. I don't know if it was planted, if it was a conversation USC wanted people to talk. It's not legitimate, but now I'm dreaming about Mike Tomlin at USC, though it's really just a dream. It's a figment of my own imagination. The last time he coached in college, he was a defensive backs coach in 2000, 21 years ago at the University of Cincinnati. Maybe because he might be able to make more money at USC because the Steelers don't spend a lot of money on their coaches. Would it help LA, the image? Would that be a reason he would want to go? Could USC become a professional football factory? Well, listen, NFL contracts aren't that easy to get out of. I just want USC back as a powerhouse. I just want USC to be feared. I want the Trojans to be scary to the opponents. I want teams to be overwhelmed when they know that they're going to be playing the USC Trojans. I want the USC Trojans to have so many people that want to play there that they can't sift through all the recruits. And if it's not Mike Tomlin, then I want it to be Eric Bieniemy. And you know what? This is not a distraction that Mike Tomlin needs during the NFL season. It's just media speculation. But what it did for me is it made me dream on, dream away. So if it's not Mike Tomlin, I want it to be Eric Bieniemy. So that's my story. It means something to me. It really does. I'm a USC alum. I want it to be amazing. I want the coach to be amazing. I want USC to be respected again. I want USC and UCLA to matter so much that that game once a year when they play each other, either at the Coliseum or at the Rose Bowl, it means something. I'm just saying. I want USC Notre Dame to be a national game that everyone's talking about. Not recently. I just want USC back to it the way it was. I just want, you know what I want? If I could have anything, if I had a sports dream, if I had 3 sports wishes, one would be Syracuse basketball to be back as good as they were when they had Ronnie Cycli, Derek Coleman, Stevie Thompson, Derek Brown. Number 2, I would want USC to be the way USC was when I went there. Crazy. So crazy. But that was a long time ago. That was like in the 80s. When is the last time USC was relevant? When is the last time? That's a good question. I'm throwing it out there. I don't have the answer. When was the last time? I don't know. With Matt Leinart, I don't even know if they were then. Not like they were before with Sean Salisbury. Come on, Rodney Peete. I can dream. I'm just dreaming. I have to dream about something good at USC so I can ignore and not look at the train wreck that we're calling the NFL trading deadline and the talk around this sexual perpetrator around the Miami Dolphins. 22 sexual assault accusations, at least. That's only the ones that came out. Okay, enough. I guess this is why people listen to the show, because I'm crazy. It's Black History Month on the CJ Silas Show. We are doing this all year long. We're going to continue celebrating and honoring Black and brown people throughout the year. And we're going to do it into next year, too, on the CJ Silas Show, because it's about frigging time. Naomi Osaka, born October 16th, 1997. 1997, oh my gosh. She's a babe. She's been ranked number 1 by the U.S. Tennis Association, Women's Tennis Association, the first Asian player to hold the top ranking in singles, as well as the first player from Japan, man or woman, to reach number 1. She's a 4-time Grand Slam singles champ. She's the reigning champion at the Australian Open. Born in Japan to a Haitian father and a Japanese mother, she's lived and trained in the U.S. since she was 3. She's one of the world's most marketable athletes, having been ranked 8th among all athletes in endorsement income in 2020. Naomi Osaka has gained significant recognition as an activist, showcasing support for the Black Lives Matter movement in conjunction with her matches. Named one of the 2020 Sports Illustrated Sports Persons of the Year for her activism, largely as part of her U.S. Open Championship run. Also included on Time's annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world in 19 and 20. Known for her shyness, she's been an advocate for mental health awareness as well. Naomi Osaka. Manute Bol, born October 16th. Oh, they share a birthday. 1962, was a South Sudanese American professional basketball player and political activist. Bol was one of the tallest players in the history of the NBA. A center, Bol's considered among the best shot blockers in the history of the sport. The only NBA player to retire with more career block shots than points scored. He was noted for his efforts to promote human rights in his native Sudan and aid for Sudanese refugees. He said he spent much of the money he made during his NBA career supporting various causes related to the war-ravaged nation of his birth. Bol established the Ring True Foundation to continue fundraising for Sudanese refugees. He gave most of his earnings, an estimated $3.5 million, to the cause. Manute Bol frequently visited Sudanese refugee camps where he was treated like royalty. In 2001, the Sudanese government offered him the post of Minister of Sport. Bol, a Christian, refused because one of the conditions was converting to Islam. Manute Bol. Bobby Seale, born October 22nd, 1936. In 1966, he co-founded the Black Panther Party with fellow activist Huey P. Newton, founded as the Black Panther Party for Self-Defense. The party's main practice was monitoring police activities and challenging police brutality in black communities, first in Oakland and later in cities around the U.S. He was one of the Chicago Eight, charged by the U.S. federal government with conspiracy charges related to anti-Vietnam War protests in Chicago. It was all during the 1968 Democratic National Convention, a wonderful movie, by the way, that I just watched last year. Seale described the Panthers as an organization that represents black people and many white radicals as they relate to this and understand that the Black Panther Party is a righteous revolutionary front against racist, decadent, capitalistic systems. Seale and Newton together wrote the doctrines What We Want Now, which Seale said intended to be the practical, specific things we need that should exist, and What We Believe, which outlines the philosophical principles of the Black Panther Party in order to educate the people and disseminate information about the specifics of the party's platform. Bobby Seale, born October 1936. Black History Month, celebrating black and brown people on the CJ Silas Show in sports and around the country for really as long as we feel like it, because we can do that on the CJ Silas Show. Jessica Mendoza joined us earlier today, right before she was getting to the stadium. Literally, she was in the limo, the van, whatever she was driving to the stadium for Game 2 of the World Series, where the Braves lead that one 1-0, and Game 2 tonight in Houston. I want to thank my partners for allowing me to do what I do as I do it. Joy, Shell Beach, Michael Moore Sports Recovery, the Avila Bay Athletic Club and Spa, the Slow Wellness Center, Brad Kurgis Dermatology, dentist Dr. Daniel Lapidus and Larry Ackerman, California Fresh Markets, where I shop on 5 Cities Drive in Pismo Beach, Foothill Boulevard in San Luis Obispo, and El Rancho Market in Santa Ynez. All of your holiday feasts made ahead of time, so you don't even have to cook. We'll talk about those specials as we get closer to Thanksgiving and Christmas. You can also get all the candy you need for Valentine's Day this weekend. And my newest partner, I'm so thrilled and proud to have Michael Hughes and Peyton Hughes of Gimnasio San Luis Obispo joining the CJ Silas Show. I've been working out there since mid-June, and I have never felt faster, stronger, and fitter probably since I was in college. So thank you to Michael and Peyton for joining the CJ Silas Show. Coming up, Major League Baseball with ESPN analyst, gold medalist, silver medalist, national champion, and badass of baseball, Jessica Mendoza. You're listening to the CJ Silas Show on ESPN Radio 1280 AM and FM 101.7, The Ticket. Welcome back to the CJ Silas Show. We always feel so lucky when we get this 805 sister on the show, especially during the postseason. She's an analyst for ESPN, TV, radio, sideline, in the booth. She's pretty much everything and everywhere, and she's a barrier breaker. She's Jessica Mendoza on the CJ Silas Show. Welcome back.
Yes, good to be back.
Happy almost birthday. I know you are such in a time things. Let's get to this really quickly. I wanted to start with Tokyo. The experience without any fans in the buildings.
I mean, it was something like you kind of were used to seeing on television, but it was definitely different to be, because I played in Japan so much, that you're used to like 30, 40,000 fans, and these stadiums are built for that. So these enormous, beautiful stadiums for the Olympics, and you're in them, and there's no, I mean, you could like literally hear someone cough. You could talk to players while you were in the stands. It was definitely a different feeling, but it was still cool to be there.
Last Friday, I went to my first live music at an outdoor venue at a winery up in Paso Robles, and I was so excited to be around people. And I remember at least 3 times during the night, the lead singer or one of the other singers would say, "Oh my gosh, this is so cool. It's so amazing to have you back here. I will never take this for granted again." And then here we are, fast forward, a World Series with fans in the stadiums. What's that like compared to last year?
It's unbelievable. Honestly, we weren't even able to be on site last year. We were doing the games from Bristol, Connecticut. This is my first time being able to call and be a part of a World Series on site. You're right. The amount of fans, how loud it is. There were a couple moments I took one of my ears off just so I could hear and kind of feel the fans. And even the NLCS, I had Dodgers Braves leading into this, and, out in Atlanta, just how crazy their fans were. In LA, as you know, Chavez Ravine, just like listening to all the fans when Cody Bellinger hit that huge home run to tie it up in Game 4 was unbelievable. That's the kind of stuff you miss.
She is Jessica Mendoza. She's an Olympian. She was on the U.S. national team. She went to Stanford. She's one of the most celebrated softball players in the world, especially from the United States, now an analyst with ESPN, and also a mama to Kaylin and Caden. She's joining the CJ Silas show. I'm looking at the World Series. I'm hearing you last night, which is so cool. There's so many storylines, whether it's Charlie Morton getting hurt early in that game or it's the Snitker, dad and son, coaching against each other. But for me, watching these Astros, as much as a Dodger fan, I'd like to see them lose, to see the way these guys have stepped up for each other anytime they do interviews, coaching staff, ownership, players, the chemistry, the tightness of this team. I don't think I've ever seen anything like it because it's really been all for one and one for all against the world. And you've interviewed some of these guys. What's it like for these Astros players this year?
I think it's something that definitely has bonded them and gotten them very close. I mean, they've also, had something to prove. They want to show everyone they're just as talented as they were, when they were cheating. This is a team that is. I mean, that's one of the things that happens a lot of the times when you hear guys even that use steroids, or is that some of the most talented players, you don't even need it. But this team can flat out hit, cheating, not cheating. And that's what I think their biggest goal is right now, is showing everyone throughout the regular season needs to get going here in the postseason or the World Series. Definitely a part of what the Astros have been for the last 5 years.
How can the Astros pitching handle the hitters for the Braves?
I think just being able to get them to chase more. I mean, this is a team that does do a lot of that, and they've been very patient. In fact, against Framber Valdez, the biggest thing for them, their plan, sticking to it. They did it with the Dodgers, but if you look at throughout the regular season, what this team did a lot was, they swung early and often, and they're a very aggressive hitting team. So getting them to kind of, chase a lot of the pitches out of the zone is, I think, the best way to get them, because when they're hitting anything in the zone, they're absolutely crushing it.
Really quickly about the managers, Dusty Baker won a World Series with the Dodgers in '81. He's a Sacramento native. He was drafted by the Braves. He's going up against another old school guy in Brian Snitker. When you talk about these two managers and what they're accomplishing, not just in their career, how important is their leadership as old school guys to this World Series?
Yeah, I loved Dusty's quote was, old school, new school, it's just the right school. And I think that's exactly how he goes about managing this team. And I couldn't think of a more perfect person to take this Astros team 2 years ago that was in a really rough spot. The world hated them. And for him to be able to kind of get it back to just baseball, just being around him, there's such a lightness and jovialness and simplicity to him that is so perfect. And then I think about Brian Snitker, who's been a part of the Braves organization for 45 years. First as a player, then as a coach at every single level, coaching and managing, being able to make his way finally to being a manager. It's pretty cool to see these two guys go head-to-head and how close they are. I mean, they were both talking about Hank Aaron and their relationship with him throughout the years, and him passing this year and their bond with him, and how they both feel like he's kind of watching over. Not sure who he's rooting for, but definitely connected through Hank Aaron.
I know you got to go. I had one more quick thing that I had to mention just because it was so big. September of this year, you worked on the first all-female team with Melanie Newman when you did a Padres-Dodger game, and then all-women broadcast with Baltimore and Tampa Bay. Even though we don't want to talk about that women are breaking these barriers, how proud, Jessica, to be part of the world changing in the world of sports broadcasting?
Yeah, CJ, you get this. I'm just so proud there's so many women that are good. I feel like that's the biggest thing. There's just so many good women out there. And so that's what's exciting. It's not just doing it to do it. What I felt like there was kind of a trend there for a while. But now it's just the success of how good they are.
You can find her at Jess Mendoza. She'll be on the call tonight, Game 2 of the 2021 World Series. She's Jessica Mendoza, ESPN MLB analyst. Thank you. I know you're busy. I can tell you got to go. You're the best. I'll talk to you later.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Bye. Oh, my goodness. How lucky are we that we get to talk to Jessica Mendoza on the way to the stadium for Game 2 of the World Series. It is the CJ Silas Show coming back with the Cal Poly Sports Update on ESPN Radio 1280 AM and FM 101.7, The Ticket. Welcome back to the CJ Silas Show. I always love to talk to Jessica Mendoza, not just because she's an amazing athlete, a barrier breaker in the world of broadcasting, but just because she's cool. She made time for us on the day of a World Series game. That's pretty cool. And this guy, oh my gosh, getting him, I have to wait in line, sometimes overnight. I have to wait in line for this guy. He's the head odds maker at MyBookie. He is Rafael Esparza joining the CJ Silas Show. How do you feel following Jessica Mendoza?
That's hard shoes to fill. I love listening. I can listen to her talk baseball. I wish her and Alex Rodriguez would do a game, just them two themselves. I think they both do phenomenal work when they're together. I think they gel together really well on the air. I love Jessica Mendoza. I think she does outstanding work.
And they're not going to be together anymore. She's with Eduardo Perez.
I know.
I know. I like Eduardo Perez a lot, though. He's been on the show.
Well, me too. I agree.
I know we're going to talk sports, but what are the odds that you're going to actually dress up for Halloween coming up this weekend?
Ooh, I'm not the biggest Halloween dress-up person, so the no would be minus 10,000. I love handing out candy to kids. One of my favorite times of year is sitting there, having a cocktail, eating some frozen pizza, and watching the kids come by, and I put candies, and I give the best dressed award and all that. But dressing up, no.
All right, then what is the last costume you actually wore? How long ago?
Whoa, I would easily probably had to be high school.
Wow,
and
serious?
That was just probably just a score on my date. I mean, it's
Do you remember if you did? Okay, no, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. I was thinking about that today because I'm not a big dresser-upper either. Last year, I was working in a restaurant, and I dressed up as a world champion because the Dodgers had just won the World Series. So I just had a baseball hat, a Dodger mask, Dodger T-shirt, cleats, shorts, and then I carried around a mitt and a ball, which was hard to do when I was trying to deliver plates, carrying my mitt around with the ball in it the entire evening. That's the last time. But before that, I took my mom. You'll appreciate this because you're a New Orleans guy. I took my mom the year she turned 70, which would have been 2010. I took my mom to a Steelers-Saints game in New Orleans on a holiday weekend, and we stayed at a hotel on Bourbon Street. That was probably the best Halloween of my life.
Yeah, it's crazy on Halloween, and I wish I was there right now because it's pretty nuts. That time of year. It
was so crazy. You didn't even have to go anywhere to get entertained. You literally could just look outside your window or go downstairs and just stand on the street. It's like a parade of people just walking and walking for hours and hours and hours. He is Rafael Esparza, friend of the program, head odds maker at MyBookie. Double your first deposit up to $1,000. Live betting and the best odds, the highest payouts. Let's get to the World Series. The games have already started, so I don't know if you still have odds on who's going to win it, but tell me some of the fun bets for the World Series.
We can still bet the World Series. Those odds are still available. Of course, since last night the Braves won, they're up 1-0. They're minus 160 to win the World Series. The Astros are plus 140, plus 145. So it's a good price if you like the Astros now, especially with no Charlie Morton for Atlanta for the rest of, or for his Atlanta for the rest of the season. I think it's a nice price for the Astros. But we have some fantastic prop bets still on tonight's game. First home run for Houston, Bergman, Carrera were both 4-1. For Atlanta, Duvall, Riley were both 3-1. Why not bet Soler, who hit a home run yesterday? We could still bet him to hit the first home run. He's the leadoff batter. He's a former Dodger. Jack Peterson, 3-1. Will he hit a home run in tonight's Game 2 World Series?
He's Rafael Esparza. He is the best, the biggest, and the baddest mother effa in the gambling world. How about USC coach? We're talking a little bit about that on the CJ Silas Show tonight. Give me some of the odds on the coaches that may be the next boss for the Trojans.
Well, we adjusted because everyone had Eric Bieniemy as maybe a top spot, but his name could still be up there because the way the Kansas City Chiefs are playing, they're not going to be playing playoff football, so he might want to maybe get a big payday from USC. He's still up there. I think he's at 10-1. I think Luke Fickell plus 450 is a nice play. Matt Campbell, but keep an eye out for PJ Fleck. He rode the boat in Central Michigan. He rode the boat in Minnesota, and now maybe he can row the boat at USC at 10-1. I think that's some nice odds. And then, of course, you have the Stoops brothers on there. But Pete Carroll, maybe he'll get fired in Seattle. We have him at 10,000 to 1.
Come on.
Come back,
There's no way Pete Carroll's going back to USC. There's no way.
Come on, Pete, come back. Well, they bet Lane Kiffin at 50 to 1. Maybe one of those two will come back.
Gee. Do you have any odds around my least favorite story in the world of sports right now, and that's the Dolphins maybe finding a way to get Deshaun Watson before the trade deadline on November 2nd?
Well, we all heard today that trade is pretty much finalized, but Miami wants to know what's the repercussions of Watson and all that. So I still have that this trade will not happen at -$4. I still don't think Watson plays this year because I think the NFL still will probably want to put the hammer down on them. So right now, no, that he does not get traded is -$4 just because Miami already said, hey, we're not trading unless you tell us, can he play in 2 weeks, and I don't think he can play in 2 weeks.
And then I heard today that it only is going to happen if all of his legal matters are in order. There is no way between now and November 2nd that his legal... I hope that none of them are settled because, truthfully, Rolf, if he becomes the next quarterback of the Miami Dolphins, 40-plus years of fandom, I'm going to have to find a new team. That's my team. I hate that guy.
I did not know. I did not know, Mom. So if that happens, I will hate Miami with you.
Thank you. I'm a Dolphin fan because you'll like this story, and I don't know if I've ever told you to before. When the Rams left L.A., I was a young kid, and my parents saw. I was so bummed. I got to go to the games before they moved to Anaheim. Our family was huge Ram fans. I was totally in love with Roman Gabriel at the time. It was just so fun right? So fun as a little girl to root for the team. Well, then they were leaving, and my mom said, you don't have to be a fan of the Rams. If you're not going to have a team in L.A., you can just pick any team. And at the time, I wore glasses. So my mom and I found the only quarterback in the NFL that still wore glasses. This was before contact lenses, and it was Bob Greasy. He was the quarterback of the Dolphins, and as a little girl, that's how I picked the Dolphins, and I've been a Dolphins fan ever since.
That's a really cool story. And you name dropped some really good names that people are like, wow, she is a Dolphins fan.
And she's old. Right?
You said that, not me. You said that, not me.
With what were the killer bees on the line for the Dolphins? What was Kim Camper? Oh, I'm not even. No.
Yeah.
Let's talk about something else. He is Rafael Esparza. You can double your first deposit up to $1,000 at MyBookie. They have welcome bonuses, highest payouts. He's joining us on the CJ Silas Show. NBA betting right now. The season just started. Everybody's finding a way to criticize the Lakers because LeBron's hurt. Anthony Davis is a little banged up, and Russell Westbrook, who had a good game against San Antonio, nobody knows really what he's going to do as this third person on this team. What are some of the odds around the Lakers?
Yeah, I mean, there's still a heavy bet on the futures. I think we all agree that they'll probably still be in the playoffs. They really don't want that 7 spots. But I'm sorry, the money that keeps on coming in on Utah and Denver, I think the Lakers are still plus 350 to win it all. They're still the favorites to win out of the Western Conference. But like I said, keep an eye out for those Utah Jazz and Denver Nuggets. They both could be playing good ball. And keep an eye out for the Eastern Conference. The Chicago Bulls, the Miami Heat, those teams can maybe shock a lot of teams in the NBA.
You are the best, and it's so cool that whenever I call your people, because, I never call you directly because you're just too big for that, I'm so lucky that you're on my show because when I call your people, they're like, let's see if Rolf can fit CJ Silas Show in. So thank you for being here, and we will have you on again. We like to have you on at least once a month. We'll have you on in November, and we'll do some NFL, and maybe we'll do some preseason college basketball stuff.
Ooh, college hoops. Love it.
All right. Enjoy Halloween. Be safe out there, okay?
Take it easy. Be safe, and have a great weekend.
Rafael Esparza from mybookie.ag. Time for the Cal Poly Sports Update. Let's start with, it's sort of a Questa and Hancock update, too. Oh, what? Okay. Sorry, Angelica. You're right. I need to do the contest. Hold on. I'm doing the contest first. Thank you. That's what would I do without my interns? Okay, the social media contest. Here's all the little names. Is that loud enough? I don't know if you can hear that. Wait. Hold on. Okay. All right, we're picking a name every month. You go to Instagram and you follow the instructions and you get your name in the hopper and you get to pick either a Kobe signed poster, a Lakers championship poster, a CJ Silas Show hat, or baseball shirt. And then I think we're supposed to, in October, we're giving away, oh, wait, it is October. So we can, if you want, you can pick the Corey Seager World Series bobblehead from 2020. if you win. So I'm kind of hoping I get a Dodger fan today because I want a Dodger fan to get that. Okay, so I wish I had like dyed one of these white pieces of paper blue so I could pick it. Okay, Angeliki, I'm turning on your mic. You get to read the name. All right, it's your first time on the radio. Here she is.
Hello.
This is a real live.
Jose Ketty is our October winner.
All right, good job. You sounded great. Welcome
Thank
to
you.
the family, by the way.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Yay!
Hi, everyone.
That's Angeliki. She's one of our newest interns on the CJ Silas Show. That was cool. Jose Ketty is the winner. Jose gets to choose a hat, a shirt, the Corey Seager bobblehead, or one of the posters. Right on. All right, now, will you hold this for me because otherwise I'll lose it. All you have to do is go to Instagram, I think. I think it's only on Instagram. I don't think it's on in the other socials. So you go to Instagram, follow the instructions, and then you get your name in the hopper. And we always do the drawing on the last Wednesday of the month. So the next one will be the weekend of, Thanksgiving. I probably won't have any interns here because they're all going to go home. All right, now we're going to do the Cal Poly and Hancock and Questa sports update. The Cougars men's cross-country team took 5th at the WSC Championship, qualifying them for the regionals. That starts November 5th. Women's soccer had a double shutout with Santa Barbara. That's a 0-0, and they went through everything they could do, and there was no score. Next up, they're hosting Moore Park on Friday. Hancock College football lost to number 4 Canyons. They were ranked number 11 going into the weekend, losing to Canyons, who's now undefeated, not just in league play, but overall 7-0, in League 2-0. The Bulldogs lost at 34-14. They're now 4-2 overall, 1-1 in conference play. They've now dropped to number 14. Next up this weekend, Saturday, October 30th, hosting number 2 Ventura at Allen Hancock College. Saturday, 2 o'clock. Ventura, also undefeated, 7-0 overall, 2-0 in conference play. Bulldogs need a win for a chance to even be in line for a bowl game at the end of the year. If you want to watch that game and listen to me, you can always do that at athletics.hancockcollege.edu. Women's soccer for the Bulldogs lost at L.A. Pierce. They're 4-7-3, 2-3-2 in league play. Next up, they're at Ventura on Friday. Yes, Friday. Men's soccer beat Moore Park. Next up, they're at Santa Barbara on Friday. They're 2-11-2, 1-4 in conference play. Men's basketball opens their season up next week on Tuesday with 14 players on their roster, which is a lot better than last year. The women's basketball team has only 9 players at Hancock. They're opening up next week, and we'll talk more about that on Wednesday. Cal Poly football lost to Davis, 24-13. The Mustangs are now 1-6 overall. Next up, they're at Portland State. Volleyball beat UC San Diego in 5 sets. Jamie Stivers, their star, is out now with a broken arm that she suffered against Hawaii. Tommy Stockham had 19 kills and 16 digs in that. Next up, then they lost against Irvine. They're 9-12, 7-3 in Big West Conference play. They're 3rd place in the Big West, and they're hosting Fullerton Friday and Long Beach State on Saturday. That's it for the Cal Poly Questa and Hancock Sports Update. Thank you so much for listening to the CJ Silas Show. It's been a weird October. I'm glad we're starting a new month because we haven't had many CJ Silas shows because of Dodgers baseball and the World Series. If you can't listen to the show live, please follow me on all the socials, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or go to my website, thecjsilasshow.com, and you can listen to the podcast anytime right there. Check out the new merch, too, on the CJ Silas Show. I keep the prices low because I don't make any money. 0, not a cent comes to me. All the money is just to make the shirts and the hats and the jackets. Thanks again for listening to the CJ Silas Show, back in our usual time, Wednesday at 5, 8 o'clock Eastern, on ESPN Radio 1280 AM and FM 101.7 The Ticket. I'm turning off my mic now, and I am out.
Thanks for listening to the CJ Silas Show. Find her podcast on the CJSilasShow.com. Follow her on all social media platforms, including her YouTube channel. Make an appointment to listen every Wednesday on ESPN Radio 1280 AM and FM 101.7. CJ out.